wish overwhelming firepower could clear the way. But it should be possible to override the locks from the nearest security console.
Operative, we need you to access the boardroom console so that we can download the telemetry of what happened here.
Downloading relevant telemetry data. Playback beginning.
And we have offered Malhor's Gelb quite favorable terms. Next, we must discuss the Habnet Tech acquisition. What's the meaning of this?
Decane? What are you doing in here? Security? AGI?
Security is gone. The AGI will soon answer to new masters.
The AGI will what? What have you done?
I've struck a decisive blow against your insidious plans for a foreign domination in this galaxy. The Ascent group will fall.
I see the AGI has shut itself down and activated 61A. Did you try to re-imprint it? You know better than to...
Shut down? No. The Ascent Group and Project Menshen will belong to the Malhor's Gelb Corporation under my leadership and direction.
You sold us out to Malhor's Gelb? Traitorous scum!
I dedicated my life to the Ascent Group. Decades of unswerving loyalty.
Ah, so this is not about some far-fetched conspiracy theory of a foreign domination. It's about you being passed over for promotion. Like all sapiens, you are a slave under your capricious emotions, Decane. The mentioned portal technology will transform the galaxy. But to think that we would give that kind of responsibility to you is as arrogant as it is stupid. This is exactly why we wouldn't promote you.
And yet here we are, with me about to take control of the entire Ascent Group instead.
Under Malhor's Gelb, the Ascenders will never accept that. There'll be indent revolts on all tiers.
I control the Ascenders now. They will do what I tell them.
Decane, it's not too late. The AGI is in shutdown and can be restored. We can offer you a very generous severance package and...
No. It is you who will be severed. I hereby vote to relieve the entire Ascent Group board of its duties, effective immediately.
This is utter nonsense. Decane.
All in favor?
Aye. Wait! Don't...
The eyes have it.
Warning. Incoming.
You've aggregated quite a debt with us, Indent. I have come to collect. You are unwise to make us your enemy. You are unwise to make us your enemy. You've been pestering me like a jabbering quiche from the start. Now, I'll shut you up! To make us your enemy. Such ignorance.
Your enemies must really hate doors.
Decane showed surprising ruthlessness for a Sapiens. One can almost admire her audacity. Did she go to Malhorse Gelb, or did they come to her? We've never heard of a hostile takeover attempt quite this insidious before, or on this scale. Astonishing. You've become quite the combat specialist, Operative. You may lack a certain murderous finesse, but you do get the job done.
With much slaughter, yes.
OV are giving up on the other attacks as well, so we're good for now. The Ascent group was developing an Einstein-Rosen wormhole gate. That's what Project Mention is. Such a gate will make all travel across interstellar distances instantaneous. Whoever controls it will control the known galaxy. There have been prior attempts at creating such technology, but according to what limited reports we have, they all ended in catastrophic failure. Entire research teams wiped out, though we have little knowledge as to why. Decane apparently tried to trade Mention to Malhorse Gelb in return for being made CEO of the Ascent Group as a subsidiary to MG. But her plan failed when she couldn't re-imprint the Ascent Group AGI. We can assume she is still trying to finalize her deal with Malhorse Gelb. We believe she has fled to the Mention project chambers, and she clearly has the Ascenders on her side. Decane's deal with Malhorse Gelb also explains how the Ascenders have gotten so heavily armed. MG must have smuggled weapons into the arcology for some time. Our next and final objectives are to eliminate Decane and secure Project Mention for Y-Corp. We believe the Mention chambers are located somewhere on the sublevels. You can begin making your way there while we pinpoint the exact coordinates. We have decided to enlist Noghead directly in this endeavor, since he seems incapable of keeping his filthy quiche fingers out of our business.
Being called filthy-fingered by a self-serving, cold-hearted foreign bitch is high praise indeed. Happy to be on board. I know where Mention is. Seems it was right under our collective wrinkled nose the entire time. I've analyzed the classified arcology blueprints. You're gonna feel right at home, buddy, because it looks like the whole thing can be found down on the maintenance sublevels in the deep stink.
You must appropriate the Mention facility for Y-Corp, and Decane is to be terminated on site. Get this done, and your contract with us will be considered fulfilled, Operative.
Mention destination set. Soon we shall wade in blood.
Noghead here, secure channel Kira in here. See, I figured it out. I know how Kira could access the Ascent Group AGI that easy. Remember Protocol 61A? That was an Ascent Group backup plan, a last resort. It created Y-Corp with everything in place, including a fledgling AGI. It's like the Ascent Group spawned a kid just before it was damaged beyond repair, one who would take over everything, including Mention. But the kid is like a bawling newborn. It doesn't know shit from Genola. That's why they had you securing the data and such first. Can you imagine the amount of resources they must have had to just have a spare AGI lying around waiting? Deactivated? Mind-bending! What we're doing here is helping Ascent Group save itself. Also, some aboard owners somewhere could keep lining their pockets, and you and me? So Y-Corp was born. Your imp's getting cocky. Now let's do this. I ran it on sub-level grids and found some very interesting anomalies around a spot near Waste Management Disposal Plant 21G. Should be right below your old haunts. The blueprints don't showcase any obvious access points to that area, but it looks like it can be reached via a maintenance tunnel near the WMD plant itself. I sent the coordinates to your imp.
Stare too deeply into the pit flesh. It might just stare back.
Operative, we're picking up a sender communication ordering them to set up defenses around Menshen. Expect them to be augmented by Onyx Void resources.
Glad I'm not down there with you. That god-awful stench would flatline me.
Menshen facilities. Quite close to our previous work zone, isn't it? Do we really have to...
Operative, you must secure the Menshen gate. We have indications Decay will try to activate it to prove its functionality to Malhor's Gelb. They must have spent stupendous resources on the AGI imprinting code alone. Even if it failed, they will want to gain something. Decane is to be terminated. She now serves a different master. And we have all the data on Menshen we need. Y-Corp will reward you handsomely if you get this done.
I got this one, buddy. I'm gonna have to tunnel in through your imp, so you need to stick close to that door, alright?
How about I tunnel through you, huh?
Your imp's getting cocky. Now let's do this.
For the record, I'm allowing this only under protest. Enemy detected. Exercise caution.
Ascenders, the extraordinary moment we have all been waiting for is at hand. Throughout the history of this galaxy, there have always been times of tremendous change. Different species harness the power of science to reach for the stars, to colonize distant worlds. But though we've come far, one last barrier has always held us back. Travel between worlds has been slow, arduous, and done at immense cost. Now, that will change. With the Menshen portal, we will travel instantly among the stars. With it, we will control the galactic market and restore the Ascent Group to its former glory. Ascenders for the Ascent Group!
Impressive speech. If those deluded idiots only knew they're working for Malhorst Gelb. Ah, the irony.
Team! Passion! Commitment! Open the Menshen Gate!
That thing almost destroyed the gate generator. It'll be some time before we can get the prototype functional again. Malhorst Gelb might have failed to acquire Menshen, but they did succeed in destroying the Ascent group. We know Noghead has told you the truth behind Protocol 61A, that Y-Corp was incepted as part of an Ascent group emergency backup plan. The subterfuge was necessary. We had to avoid unwanted Malhorst Gelb attention until we could ascertain the scope of their powers. The original intent was then to revise the Ascent group, but certain powers have decided that this will not be. The Ascent group AGI will be taken offline again, and the hardware repurposed. The damage caused was too extensive. Y-Corp owns Menshen. The Ascent group will remain dead, and Malhorst Gelb will be confronted in due time. What's left of the Ascenders will be repurposed. You did your part in all this to the best of your limited abilities. Your contract is hereby fulfilled. We have upgraded your status in the Intercorp database, and you are now an independent contractor. The usual NDAs are of course in place. Speak a single word of this, and we will have you terminated.
Nice work, pal. Arguably with some assistance from myself, but still, very impressive. I took the liberty to install a small back door into the Menshen OS. Kira knows, but she can't remove it without destroying the gate. It's the sole reason you and I are still alive. There's nothing like a bit of mutually assured destruction to bring a corp to heel. No need to thank me, bud. Join me in Terra Line instead. Level 72 now.
We just received word. Contact with Decane has been lost. It seems the gate prototype suffered a catastrophic malfunction and was destroyed.
I'm not surprised. It was a pipe dream to begin with. What of our losses?
Significant, but within projections. Unfortunately, we lost the AGI imprint credentials, but the gate itself was more stable than we've seen before. The Ascent group, however, will likely never recover.
We don't need the Ascent group. Get the telemetry over to the other facilities, but tell no one about the other side. I'll communicate with our benefactor.
As always.